let's understand and do a small project on how to create a small project. First, let's understand the requirement. First, let's understand the requirement. Then, based on that, we have to design the flow. Right? We have to design the flow. Let me explain you. Okay. So, first, understand the requirement. Okay. I'll tell you the requirement. My requirement is to build and deploy a Java-based application. Java-based application. Okay. So this is the requirement. Build and deploy a Java-based application. So for that, what we need and what we are going to create, we are going to create a freestyle job for this freestyle project for this freestyle job or project. Freestyle job or project. After that, I'll show you the when we start pipeline automation. That time I'll show you the pipeline how we can write it. Okay. So what we need now, this is the requirement. Now let's do the analysis and gathering. What we have to do? What is the design need to be done? Okay. So what is this? This is a Java applications, right? For Java applications to do unit test, what we need? We need a tool that's called JUnit. We need a tool that's called JUnit. And to build these applications, what we need? We need tool Maven or Gradle or and all these tools required. We'll go with Maven tools. Okay. So what do we need? First required unit testing. Suppose there is a requirement to do the unit testing. We have to do the unit testing. Okay. Now what do you have to do? After building, what do you need? Deploy this one. Deploy. So where to deploy? Because Java applications required a server to be installed first. It required a server to be deployed, right? For that, we can use multiple servers. Whether you can use Tomcat, we can use sorry guys, 1 second. We can use Tomcat server. We can use Tomcat or Glassfish, right? Any server you can use to deploy your Java applications. Suppose we are going to use Tomcat server. So what is the requirement? We need a tool called JUnit. We need a tool called Maven. We need a tool called Tomcat. So Tomcat applications needs to be installed in order to host our Java applications. This Tomcat server is required to host our Java application, right? Okay. The first thing is need to understand which version of Java is used to build these applications. So this is Java 1.8 was used to build this application. Okay. So for that, what we need? First thing we have to see and install Java 1.8 in the machine, as we have already installed Java 1.8. Right? Now what we have to do? First, start set of what do we need for unit test? We need JUnit. Okay. This is what the flow we have to do. So for that, what we need? We need the Jenkins tool, right? And first we have to understand, let's do the design. So this is the requirement. We got the gatherings, what we need. Now let's do the design. Okay. So first, the code will be placed in GitHub. We need to check what is the source code management. So source code management in our case, it will be GitHub suppose. Okay. It will be GitHub. Source code management will be GitHub. Okay. And all our code will be developer will place it. So what do we need? We need the repository name, right? We need to get the repo name, repository name. So who will give this repository name? Developer will get it from the developer. Developer will give the repository name where they will save their code. Got it? So once we get this repository name and all the informations related, which versions of Java and all these, what versions of JUnit and all these things, it's there. Now, once we get this repository name, what we have to do? We have to set off this in Jenkins, right? We have to set up this in Jenkins. Now, what do we need? In Jenkins, we have to set up what it will do. It will do unit tests and build our applications. It will do unit test and build. So after unit test and build is done, what will happen? It will deliver to the environment, to a server, right? Suppose in our case, we are going to use Tomcat server. So it is going to be delivered to the Tomcat server, right? For that, we have to check which versions of the Tomcat server we are going to use it, right? So the build product, what applications we are going to build. If it is a web-based applications, then the product of build will be .war file. .war file. If it's a desktop applications, it will be .jar file. Either of these, we are going to deliver this. So WAR file is required a Tomcat server, but jar file is not required any server. It can be installed in the machine, any machine. Okay, but WAR file is required a Tomcat server to be there, either Tomcat or Glassfish or whatever you want. That server you are going to use it. Got it? So this is what the requirement, and this is what the design we have to do. For that, either you can create a freestyle project or you can write pipeline script to automate it. This way you can create a job or a pipeline script. So pipeline we have not yet covered. So once we start running pipeline, then we'll automate the entire stuff again in pipeline writing the code. Now let's go ahead and do the freestyle setup first. Okay. What I'll do here, let's go to the Jenkins. Go ahead and new item, just give a name, like suppose I'll give Java app demo, something like this. Freestyle project. Okay. Give it descriptions. So what you need? You need the first thing is we need to get the source code repository, right? So we'll get it from the developer. So repository name. and you have to go to the developer. Developer will provide you the repository name. Okay. So go to the repository. Suppose here is the repository you are working on, and I'll go to the repository sections here. And here, suppose I'm going to work on this DevOps wave. Okay. This is a project, or this is a Java applications, which I used to do for the demo, right? So here we can use this particular project. Now let's go ahead and get these applications. Either here you can see 26 branches are there. Here you can see 26 branches are there. Now you have to work on your branches. One branch you have to create, or directly for freestyle demo. Let me show you direct selecting a branch and do that. Okay. Suppose I'll just go with one branch. Let's go with the master branch itself. Let's go with the master branch. Before doing, let me just little explain you the Java project, because if you go to the interview and tell like I have worked on the Java project to deploy it, they might definitely ask you some Java related questions. Not more, but little bit Java related questions, which is required for the project. They might ask you what is a POM file, POM, right? This POM.xml file. So remember, this POM.xml file contains all the dependencies, all the properties, references, right? Dependencies, which the application is required to run. See, if I go through, this is one XML file, pom.xml, and this is mostly required for, this is object file. This is required for a Java applications to build. And this is, you don't have to do anything. Who will give you? Already this will be come with your repository, and that will be given to you by the developer. At least you should know while doing something that you can go here and check the which version of applications it used. Now, if I go here little bit, and you can see here, you can change the artifact ID. So this artifact ID means whenever I build the application, the artifact ID will be created as DevOps Wave. And the group, you can say group ID is written as com.ranjit swine, right? These things will be changed by the developer and give to you based on the project they work. The artifact ID I have given DevOps Web. So whenever it packaging, so packaging is war version, it will create 1.0 snapshot. Okay, this is what you have to do that. Now let's go here below, and you'll see here one JUnit dependencies will be there, which is required. Which tool is required to build? You do the unit test. If I go little below, you can find the Java. Okay, JUnit version is dependency is 4.0. Dependency is 4.0 to do the unit testing. To do the unit testing, JUnit is there. Okay. Now, let's go ahead. Instead of working with the master directly, let's go ahead and create a branch. Okay. So I'll do as feature something. I just do it. Suppose I'll give B11. I'll give a JUnit. This is the branch I'm going to do the demo, right? Let's go ahead. Now you understand about this form.xml. Similarly, one setting.xml also, they might ask you related to Java, related to project. You can add that's also for the references and dependencies for setting. All configurations will be there in setting.xml. Okay. Now, don't go with all these things, this Jenkins file, Docker file, and these things. This when we cover in our pipeline script and everything that will just go through. But and this project mainly everything here, the source applications, everything will be there here in these applications. This is the entirely built by the developer. Developer will give to you. Okay. And these files, whatever you see it here, right? This is basically added by a DevOps engineer, Docker file, Jenkins file, and all. So there are different ways a developer, a DevOps engineer can work, as it is entirely a mindset, how you want to keep all your codings. Either you can keep it in the same repository where the application repository, or basically the ideal way is to keep it separately in a different in a different repositories altogether. Okay. So what I can do now, we can simply go ahead and start building. Okay. We got everything here. Now let's go ahead. We need the repository URL. So go here, copy this repository URL, put it here. As this is a public repository, right? As this is a public repository, it will not ask for any credential. It will not ask for any credentials. Remember, in your organizations, you have to work in private repositories always. For that, you have to select which credentials is required for you to set up. Which credentials is required for you to set up. Not in our last class, we saw how to create personal access token path and create credentials in order to connect to the repositories. Follow that recordings if you have not yet done practice. Okay. So now let's go ahead. We got the repository. We have to specify the branch, which branch you have to. By default, it gives master. So you have to specify which branch you have to build. Now go ahead, and this is the branch feature -v11 -junit. This is the branch I'm going to build it, right? So let's go here. Just type the feature -v11 unit. This is the branch I'm going to build it. Done. Okay. So build trigger. I'm not going to show you build trigger now. In our upcoming classes, I'll show you. Already we have discussed about the build trigger completely, right? So you should not have any doubt on this, or if you have any doubt, you can ask me. This build trigger we can discuss also. Now build steps. So we have to talk about the build steps. Okay. Here another thing I have mentioned already. So as we need Maven to be installed, right? So what I had told you, we need Maven, right? For build, we are going to use Maven tool, right? So for Maven tool, for build, we are going to use Maven tool. And you have to see which version of Maven we are going to use. So this Maven tool will be used to build the Java applications. Okay. Now let's go ahead and check it. First, what do we need? We have to build it. For build step, what you have to do? See, invoke top level Maven target. So already in our last class, I showed you, right, how to install Maven. If you have not yet done the practice, just do the practice by seeing the video, right? So how to install and set up the Maven, right? Select the top level Maven target, and here you have to provide the Maven version, right? I'm going to ask 3 questions now to you. So if I select this Maven, right, it got me the local Maven. So the spelling mistake, there is a typo, no worries. Local Maven I have given. So where it came, can anybody answer me? Where it came?
Sir, in tool section we have configured it.
Which section?
Tools. Manage Jenkins
tools. Exactly. In the Jenkins tools sections, we have configured it. That's why it is coming as local Maven. All right. So the goals. Now you need to understand what goals is required. Okay. Let me tell you. So if I just do Maven, let me tell you the Maven build life cycle. Okay. Maven build life cycle. Okay. So Maven is an Apache product, right? Maven is an Apache product, right? Apache Maven. So if you just go to the build cycle, you'll find various. Why we need Maven? To build a Java-based application. Right? So if I go here, there will be a build cycle for Java. What are the commands being used and what are the steps? What is the cycle, right? You need to find it out here. So here it says validate. These are the commands can be used, right? These are the commands options can be used with Maven command to build and package your application. First one is the validate. If you are going to use, what it will do, it will validate the project is correct and all necessary information is available. All necessary information is available. Next is compile. It will compile the source code project because it is a compilation language. So if you want to compile, you can compile it, package it, verify it, install it, and deploy it. So when you give install, what will happen? Install or package, what will do? It will package the code and it will create the binary file, either jar file or war file, based on the nature of the project. And this is a web-based project we are going to work. This DevOps web is a web-based application. So web-based application, the packaging product will be .war file, right? So this is the things we are going to use. Let me just ping you this link. You have to do practice first. You have to go through these commands. If you, sorry. Let me just ping you here. Okay, I ping you in the chat. So you can go ahead and do the practice. And the next one we can see here. These are the commands how we can use. How you can use. These are the commands how you can use. Right now, this validate, compile, test, package, everything will be there, and we are going to see it how. This is what you have to put in the goal section. You have to put in the goal sections. So what is your goal? My goal, suppose, is to clean and package. So what I can do, simply you have to use clean, package, or you can just do install. So install also will do the package. Okay. Or what I can do, I can just do clean package. So first it will clean everything, clean the project directory, clean everything, and then it will package the project. Two commands I provided here. And if you're going to manually execute, remember guys, if you're going to manually execute the build, you have to use MVN command. You have to use MVN commands. So with MVN commands, you can use like this: clean deploy, clean package, clean install, or only verify, or only deploy. You don't want to clean, only Maven deploy. So it will be executed. But if you're going to use in Jenkins, it is not required because already that particular local Maven version has already the build executable. So it will execute whenever you set up the goals. Jenkins will decide this is needs to be executed. Done. The build step is now done. Now next step is after build, what you want to do. Suppose I want to do the archive the artifacts, right? Or you want to email notifications to the developer or to the tester or somebody if you want. Then you can do the email notifications. Or if you want to publish the unit test result report also, you can do that. If you want to do build other project after this project is done, if you want to do build other project, this is what we had discussed about the downstream and upstream, right? So if we set up this build other project, that means this project will be upstream, and the other project, what do you set up? That will be our downstream project, because once this is completed, that will execute it. Okay. Now let me show you archive the artifacts. So which file you want to archive it? I'm going to do this */*star.war. So this is the file I'm going to, archive it. So you'll now decide why this ** and /**.war, because I'm going to back one directory whenever this will build once. So whenever you build, it will generate the WAR file in a target folder. Okay, so I'm giving this // started. It will get freed from the target folder and archive it. Why you need this archive? Archiving the build artifacts so they can be downloaded later. If you want to archive it, what is archived files will be accessible from the Jenkins web page, or we can get it from there. So this is the commands actually you can use in the pipeline script. Okay, I'm not going to show you now. We'll see in when we go to the pipeline script. Okay, done. Now everything is done, all set up to build and archive it. Deploy is not yet done. Deploy is not yet done. I'll show you in the deployment also. First, let's do save. Very simple. What I did, as per our diagram, what we did, we got this from repository and then we got it built in the Jenkins Weaving Maven, but we have not set up to deploy. Only after building, what I'm going to do, after building, I'm just archiving this one. I'm just archiving this one. Okay, after building, I'm archiving. So I'll see first once we build this one, next build, we'll see how we can deploy, because we have to set up the Tomcat server. We have to get new server, Tomcat server, and then there we have, this is required little more configurations. We have configurations is required. Okay, so let's do that. I set up this Java. Now let's trigger a build. Let's trigger a build. You can see the build is started here. Let's go ahead and check the output. See, started by the user. Then first time it is downloading all the dependencies. It is downloading all the dependencies. See, from where? From pom.xml file. From pom.xml. Building a custom project using this particular details from pom. Whatever dependencies, whatever reference we have given in the pom.xml was given by the developer, everything will get downloaded, and based on that, it will execute the build. Okay, this will be happen only first time, because next time if you build, it will not download again, because it will already have been downloaded. See, everything has been downloaded, and build is success. Build is success. And what happened? It created DevOps web war file. It created DevOps web. So where it will be created? In the workspace, right? So if we go to the workspace here, let's go to the workspace. So you have to first go to the Jenkins home directory. It is user leave. This one, then you have to go to the workspace. Then you have to go to the application. Okay. So let's go there. Workspace. And here we have applications called Java app demo, right? Java app demo. Let's go there. And here we'll see all the codes have been checked out from where? From the GitHub repo, from the repository, all codes checked out to the GitHub repo, and here it is started building. Now after building, it created a target folder. Okay, if I go to the target folder, here we'll have the war file. See, DevOps web.war. This is the archived file created by the Jenkins. So this is now automatically built by Jenkins. If we would not have set up in Jenkins, then developer has to do it in manually by executing few commands, right? But that things is now done by the Jenkins. So after the build, what we had post build, in post build action, we had set up archiving, right? So it would have archived now. Now, if I go to this applications, So you can see here, last successful artifacts. Now it says artifacts. These artifacts means, remember these key terms, right? These terms, artifact is a binary product or binary file. That's called artifacts, right? And where we store the artifacts, that will be artifactory. That will be artifactory where we'll store our artifacts. And those artifacts will be delivered or deployed into the testing or production environment. Right? So this is the last successful. If you want to download, you can download the artifact from here itself. See, when I click here, it downloaded the WAR file. Download the insecure file. So it will just see, it started downloading the WAR file. So that is why if you want to see the file downloaded, you can just do the archive option. Then you can download this one. It's getting 8.5 MB of WAR file. It's now getting downloaded, right? So you can see it after downloading. You can go there and see the file also. You cannot see this file because it's a binary archive file. You cannot get it. For this, you need a server, Tomcat server, to on archive and get all the information, data, everything there. Okay, to run this application. So we need a Tomcat server. Now let's go ahead and create a Tomcat server. Create a Tomcat server. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to get quickly a Tomcat server. Okay. What is this? The system little slow. It looks like the internet. Let's go sign into the console. So let's quickly go there because I need another server where I need to deploy it, right? So what I can do, let's go ahead and launch instance quickly. What I need, I can give a name as Tomcat server. Okay, Tomcat server, Amazon Linux, let it be select. You go with free tier. T2 micro, that's sufficient. Then select existing security group. Select. It is sufficient. Let's go there, launch instance. Okay. So by the time this instance getting launched, let me show you how to install the Tomcat server. Okay. Let's go Google and search it. Tomcat server, Tomcat download. That's fine. And remember, Tomcat also Apache product, Apache software product, Apache product. Okay. So like Maven, Tomcat also Apache product. Let's go and download this Tomcat server. And here you can see Apache Tomcat is called Apache Tomcat, Apache Software Foundation. So here, what do you have to do? We have to download the Apache Tomcat. So you need to see which version of Apache Tomcat do you need it. So here we have different versions will be available. Okay. So this is Apache 9.0. Apache 9.0. But let me, I think here some Apache 11. I want Apache 8 supposed to be there. Apache 9 should be fine. Apache 11 is beta version. Okay. 10.1 is there. Apache 9 is there. And we should have the archived one where we'll find the old versions also, Apache 8 and all, right? is fine. Before that, let me see in Jenkins whether we have, okay. Now what I can do, let's go there, configure it. I'm just checking it. I'm not doing anything now. Let's go ahead. Post build action, publish, no, build other projects, no. Okay. So what is required here? There is one plugin is missing here. One plugin is missing here. I need this to be deployed to a server, to a container, right? That is required to install a plugin. Okay. So before that, let's first install this one, Tomcat server. Suppose I'll go with download Tomcat 8 download. So here, Java Tomcat 8. Now we got this 8.5 version, Tomcat 8. Okay, that's fine. So what I need? I need this file to be first installed. So what I need this tar.gz file or whatever you get. Either you can download the zip file also, right? So let's download this. I don't want to download. I can just copy the link address. I just copied the link address. Okay. I'm going to download it. Right. So what I can do, I can just log into the server which I created newly. Let's go ahead. Okay, this started. Tomcat server is started now. Let's copy this, log into the Tomcat server. New session. User and the IP address. Suppose I'll do this server. And here, what I'm going to do, save this one. For this Tomcat server, go to session, go to authentications. I need the credentials to be there, right? So, okay. And let's change the appearance a little bit so that routine system item. Okay. Procession, save it, open, accept. Good. Now it's connected to the new server, right? Connected to the new server. Now here we have to install the okay, guys. So what I did, I copied the tar dot the core from core. I copied the link here. Okay, just go to the Tomcat server here. I want this to be installed or downloaded to the OPT directly. So let's go to the /opt here. And here we have to first download this one, right? So I can just use wget command to download in Linux. We have to use wget command and paste the link. Okay. What is this? Error connecting to this connected, but resolving this request and waiting the response. Okay. It's not able to find out this particular version. Now let me go extras developer folder documentations. core applications. Why it's not able to find it? Let's go to the Java. Sorry, download Tomcat 8. And 0.5. Okay. Clear it out. Use duplicate commands. That's it. Why it says here waiting response? Use sudo duplicate. Let's see. It should not be the case. No. What is it? Resolving this connecting to the DL connected, awaiting response 404 means this is when we get 404 error means the file whatever we are using, this is not available in this path. Not available in this path. That's why it is failing. That's okay. We are currently using this. Okay, let's change it. Select Apache backup. Let's copy this again. It's not there. Fine. Let's get the older versions which we have the Tomcat installations. Okay. Archive.apache.org. Okay. Maybe from this path we are not able to get it. Tomcat.apache. What is this path? Download. Yeah, okay. It's not there. Hmm. Okay, let's go and download this game. 9. Let's see whether 9 is there or not. It's there, but permission denied. Okay, fine. So we can use sudo wget. Okay. Now we can see it is downloaded. This 9 version downloaded. It is there, but 8.5 was not there. It should be in archived folder. It's fine. Fine. So we got the 9 version of Tomcat got downloaded. See, this is the version of Tomcat is downloaded. Now I need to rename this. Okay. So just quickly use sudo su. Let's change out to integer because I'm going to use a few commands here. So mv Apache. I'll make it a sort of name as Tomcat. So, sorry. As this is a sorry. It was deleted. Don't get confused. Okay. I cleaned it everything. File is not there. Now let's download it first. Okay. Download again. Duplicate. I should have unarchived this and untar it. It is a tar file, right? I should have untarred it, but I didn't do that. It's downloaded. The file is now downloaded. Let's extract it. So I have to use tar command, tar-xvf to extract command. So all files are now extracted. See, it has created a different folder. Now delete this. This is not required, right? Delete. Yes. Done. Now what I do? Let's rename this folder. Okay. MV. I'll give it as Tomcat. Done. See, Tomcat folder. Okay. So what is Tomcat? Tomcat is a web server, right? And remember, to run this web server, we need a Java applications to be installed where Tomcat is going to be installed. So what we need? We need Java to be installed on Tomcat server. Okay, we need Java to be installed on the Tomcat server. Okay, so what I'm going to do, let's go ahead and install Java here. So for that, let's go install Java Information Linux. Okay, it's not 8. I'm going to install 17. Right to 8. Java 17 or anything. Correct to 17. So let's go here and you have to use these versions to install the Java. Okay. So let's go ahead, install the JDK. Okay. Let's go to that here. So what command I have to use? Already I am into sudo, so not required. So you can use yum, the package manager, right? Yum install. Sorry, everything I had copied. So I don't need this. Let's remove this. Yum install Java 17. Yes. Remember for Tomcat server also, where you are going to install Tomcat server, that machine Java should be installed. Otherwise, Tomcat will not run. Tomcat will not run. Tomcat is required Java to be installed, JDK to be installed. Okay. Now, if I do Java version, we'll find Java 17 is there. Fine. So we have installed Java. Now we have downloaded our Tomcat server. So what I do, we have to do some configuration changes in the Tomcat folder. Let's go to the Tomcat folder here and you'll find Tomcat bin where the executable will be there and there will be web apps. This is a folder where your applications will be deployed. Config file, the configurations where it's to be done, right? And log will be stored. Let's go to the configurations file folder. Under these configurations, we have server.xml, we have user.tomcat user.xml. These two things we have to do some changes here. Let's first modify this tomcat user.xml. So vi tomcat user.xml. Okay. So here what you have to do, you have to create some users there. Okay. You have to create some users. Here already some users are there. What I'm going to do, I am going to create some users. Let's, I'll do some users like this. Okay. Let's put it there. So what I did, I created a role. The role name is manager hyphen script to execute the script. Another role name is manager hyphen GUI to access these things through user interface. So here there is a spelling mistake. I'll just add it to T script because this name you have to assign it here. And the username I have created as Tomcat and password I have created as secret like S3, like this password I have given, right? This is required to set up the credentials. Remember. Now let's do the setup. Done. User part is over. Now let's go to the server.xml. Let's see what is there in server.xml. It will be related to the port and all these things to change. Now here, remember default port of Tomcat is 8080 and default port of Jenkins also 8080, right? Suppose you want to run both Jenkins and Tomcat in one server, then it will not work because it will collide. Already Jenkins will be occupied the 8080 port. When we install Tomcat, it will not allow to run. It will not run. So what do you have to do? We have to change the port. So where you have to change here, you can come here and change the port. Okay. This connector port 8080. Okay. This is what this change the port if you want to do that. If you want to change it, 8282 or 8181 or whatever port number you give, it will change it. Okay, that there. Here I don't want to change anything because I'm going to use the default port 8080 because this server is installed in a different machine, right? Now Tomcat is going to be installed in a different machine. Okay, now we have downloaded a Tomcat server and just started and did all kind of changes here, right? Now what I do, I need to start the Tomcat server. I need to start the Tomcat server. So to starting the Tomcat server, you should know how to do that. You have to go to the bin directory. Okay, you have to go to the bin directory. So Tomcat bin directory. Under this bin directory, there are few scripts available. See, few shell script available, few batch script available. As this can be run in both environment, Windows as well as Linux. So they have given few scripts both for Linux shell scripting, bash scripting, as well as PowerShell scripting also, batch scripting also, right? PowerShell scripting and sorry, bash shell scripting, Linux scripting, and Windows scripting. Both they have given bash scripting. Okay. So what I need as is a Unix machine, right? I need the catalina.sh, not .catalina.bat. We need the catalina.sh. So what I can do, I can just do catalina.sh start. Sorry, catalina.sh start. See, what is H? Tomcat is started. Tomcat is started. Now, how we can see whether Tomcat is running or not? We can either in the backend, you can check by using ps command to check the process status in Linux. What are the processes are running, right? ps hyphen ef, all the processes, then pipe grep to filter it out. Grep command is used to filter it out with the pattern, which pattern you want to filter. Suppose I want to see grep Tomcat. See, it gives me this particular information. That means Tomcat is running, right? So how will access the Tomcat server? You have to get the Tomcat public IP. This is a web application. Tomcat server is a web application, right? So you have to obviously access through the web browser :8080. Like Jenkins, you connect. Similarly, you have to just type 8080. Good. Now see, our Tomcat server is running, right? Our Tomcat server is running 9.90 versions and all these things, right? So what we can do now, let's do this setup in Jenkins. We have installed and Tomcat server is running, right? Now let's go ahead and set up this Jenkins. So in Jenkins, I was showing, right, in the post build actions, what is the requirement? I have to deploy into the Tomcat server. I have to deploy into the server, but I don't find the required plugins or required options to select to do the post deploy action through Freestyle, right? What I have to do? You have to first install the plugins. Let's go to the manage Jenkins. And here, what I have to do, I can just go ahead, go to the plugin section and available plugins, search for here something like here, or we can search for container. Don't go with Docker container. Okay, deploy. Okay, so just select here deploy to container. Just select to deploy to container. Okay, here you can select. Let me check if anything else there. No, no. So you have to select this one option, deploy to container. Okay, just click install. So that is required SSH server. So it is the dependencies it installed. Okay, dependencies SSH server it installed. At the same time, it installed a deploy to container. Now let's restart the Jenkins server. It's restarting. It will take few minutes to get restarted. Okay. Why it's taking too much time? Normally, it should get installed immediately. Sorry, restarted immediately, but it takes time. That's okay. Just hold on. You should not install it like this. Okay, you should not install it. You should wait for that. Whenever Jenkins is not being used, then you can restart the server from the backend. Okay. Okay, good. So it got restarted now. So let's log in. Fine. So let's go dashboard again. So I installed the deploy to container. Now let's see, we'll get the required option, right? So if I go to this Java app demo, let's go to configure. So what I can do here, go down, post build action. See, here we'll get deploy var or ER to a container. We got this option now, right? After installing the plugin, we got this option. Select it. So you have to provide the file name. Suppose star/star.var. This is the var file I need to. Context path is not required. Leave it. Add the container. Which container you want to add? So here glass piece and our is Tomcat 9 version, right? Select Tomcat 9 and you have to provide the credentials. Remember the credentials in the user.xml I had set up, Tomcat and secret, right? So what I can do, I can use add Jenkins, username and password. Username, I'll use as Tomcat, password, secret, ID. Suppose I'll give us in Tomcat descriptions, Tomcat credentials, Tomcat credentials. Done. Add it. Okay. I just added. Let's select this Tomcat credentials. Select it. Done. And provide the URL. So what is the Tomcat URL? So we have to copy this URL. Go to Jenkins. Provide the Tomcat URL. Okay. Done. Done. Right. This is what you have to provide. So you have to, once you have to provide this information, simply save this. Done. Saved. Right. So what you have to deploy this to the work. Now let's build it. Okay, we set off the delivery part. Let's see what you have done. Deploy part also. So we have done post build options, right? Post build, what we have to do? This is the build options. We are using Maven to build. After build, what we need? Our requirement is to deliver it. So archive is not required. Let's delete this archive. Archive is not required. What I need to delete, deploy to a container, to a Tomcat server, right? Deploy. Now save it. Build it. Let's see whether it is going smooth or not. So see, this time it will not download anything. It will do directly start building it. Build is success. Build is success. But deployment is failed. Deployment is failed. What is age? The username you provided is not allowed to use text-based Tomcat manager. Container is failed. What it says, build step failed with extensions. Let's verify this one. The username, what says, caused by exceptions. The username you provided is not allowed to use text-based Tomcat. Text-based Tomcat, you are not allowed to use it. Okay, that can be used using your pipeline script, not the text-based commands. Okay, so what we have to do, we can now do a deployment using the SSH SCP, directly copying the file. That I'll show you. Now what I can do, let's do some changes to the job now. So this is how, guys, you have to do the troubleshoot, right? So this is not going to work directly to text-based credentials to connect to the container. So what I have to do, we have to use these options in pipeline script. Okay, so let's remove this. Instead, that what I need, I can just use, sorry, I can use post build action. Sorry, I didn't move this post build actions. I can just use either execute a cell here itself in the build action or leave it. I don't want to add here. In the build step itself, I can add execute some cell command. Execute some cell command. Let's execute. And here I need this to be deployed, right, to the Tomcat server, right? Okay. Before that, what we need? We need the connectivity from Jenkins to Tomcat server to be established. Okay. Let's quickly go ahead. This is the Jenkins server. Okay. Let's restart the session. To icon user. Okay. This is the Jenkins server, and the other one is our Tomcat server. Okay. This is also stopped. Let's restart this one also. Restart the session. Okay. The session is now restarted. Okay. Clear? This is our Tomcat server, and the other one is our this Tomcat server, and this is our Jenkins server. So we need the connectivity from Jenkins to Tomcat server, right? So how we can do that? If I do SSH, okay, if I do SSH, right, to the Tomcat server, let's see what is happening. So this is the Tomcat server, right? Let's get the server details here. Copy. And suppose with the EC2 user or with the root user, whatever it is. If I do, so yes, it's not able to connect. It says permission denied, permanently added, but it's okay. Got it. Permission, what is it? Permission denied, right? Because then it does not have any permissions. So how we can give this permission? This is very important, guys. SSH key-based connectivity. SSH key-based connectivity, right? So what I can do, I can set up this now. Simply use what I can do. First, you have to generate a key. What is the command? To generate a key, you have to use SSH hyphen keygen. This is the command you have to use. SSH hyphen keygen. Hit enter. Default, yes. Just keep it. So what will happen? When you use SSH hyphen key command or tool to generate the key, what happened? It will generate a key under the home user, right? User's home directory .ssh under .ssh folder. It will create one ID underscore RSA. So .ssh is nothing but your hidden directory. In Linux, anything starts with dot will be hidden, right? So let's go to here cd .ssh. See, it is having this particular public key and private key generated. So when you use SSH hyphen key to generate the public key and private key. ID underscore array will be your RSA will be your private key, and this will be dot pub will be your public key. Now what I need this public key to be shared with the Tomcat server, right? Now let's open this one, get this public key, go to the Tomcat server, go to the Tomcat server. So here in the Tomcat server, what you have to do? You have to go to the cd.ssh of the home users, right? Of the logged in users home directory. Then you have to go to the authorized key. Go to the authorized key. And here you have to paste the key, whatever you had copied, right? From the Jenkins server. Now let's save it. Saved it, right? So after you save it, if I execute the same SSH command again, you will see it will connect to the server. See, it is directly connected to the server. It did not ask for any password. It did not ask for any password. It is directly connected to the Tomcat server. It is directly because I have shared the public key of Jenkins server from where I'm connecting to the server. So I have already added this. Got this point, right? Similarly, what you have to do, you can use root user also to share, to connect through the root users, right? Let me exit out from the Tomcat server. Now I'm into Jenkins server. Let's go to the root user, right? Sudo su root user default directory, root home directory is /root. Home directory is /root. So under /root, we'll have .ssh directory also. See, we have .ssh. And here also we have to generate the key for this user, root user. So ssh-e gen. So it is also created. See, public key. Let's get this public key. 2 times I did. I think it will be clear for you now. So copy this public key, whatever generated for this root user, go to the Tomcat server. Okay, we'll then log into the Tomcat server, change to a root user. Same, go to the .ssh of root user. If I do pwd, you can see root/.ssh. And here also we will have the authorized key. Now let's do authorized key here and paste the public key, whatever generated for that user. Done. Now if I do SSH and the public key from here also, it will, let's copy this. Okay. So remember guys, first time whenever you try to connect a new server, it will ask for the verifications of the fingerprint. Okay, this fingerprint verifications is a kind of a handshake. So we have to confirm whatever the server you are connecting is valid or genuine. Then you can connect it, right? Just type yes. See, we directly connected to the Tomcat server, right? So now we got the Tomcat server connectivities, everything working fine. So what we can do, we can now go ahead and do the setups to copy the file to the Tomcat server from Jenkins, right? So now let's go ahead to the Jenkins here. And this execute cell, I can write echo deploying the WAR file into Tomcat server. Okay. So, okay. To copy the WAR file, what we need? We need the SCP command. In Linux, how we can copy using the SCP command. So what I can do, I can use SCP. Fine. What I do now, let's do SCP command. Then what I can do, the file, right? The file will be there in the target folder of the home directory, right? So if I go to the Jenkins now, if I go to the Jenkins, so here cd var leave Jenkins, sorry, okay, now it will be cd var leave Jenkins workspace. Under this workspace, we'll have the target folder. We'll have the target folder. See, sorry, we have Java app demo and then target folder, right? So here the workspace name is Java app demo. If I go here, Java app demo, and here we'll get the target folder. So what I have to do, instead of writing this, I can write scp dollar workspace. If workspace. So what is this workspace? This is workspace. This is kind of an environment variable, Jenkins environment variable. This is a Jenkins environment variable. So if we just give workspace, that's when it will give the path until this will give this particular path. This path. Okay, this path. Now I need a target, right? Then plus target plus star.var. From this target, I need to copy this star.var file. Okay. Use the user root @ provide the IP address of the Tomcat server, right? Provide the IP address of the Tomcat server. Remove this is not required. And here you have to provide colon, IP address, then colon. Where you have to copy? You have to copy to the service web app folder, right? Web apps folder. Now, what you have to do? You have to go to the /opt Tomcat web apps. Sorry, web apps. Here I want to copy this WAR file, right? So let's go there. Let's check it out in Tomcat server. CD opt Tomcat, right? So here we have web apps folder. Here I want, see if I go to web apps folder, nothing will, okay, permission denied, right? Sudo, let's check it. CD web apps. So here nothing will be there. It's only docs, examples, and all these things, but our application is not added here, right? So I am going to use to copy to this particular path. Okay, so let's go ahead. Copied SCP. This is the file I'm going to copy to the web apps folder into this server. Done. Now let's save it. Let's save it. Okay. Now let's build now. Building is started. If it is failed again, we'll do the troubleshoot also. I'll show you how to do that. Okay, perfect. This time it's failed and it gives deploying WAR file and host key verification failed. Host key verification failed. That means not able to connect to this server through Jenkins. It is failed. We had given a root. Okay. Now what we have to do, let's see how I'm doing the fix here. Okay. That means when we started from the Jenkins, Jenkins has their own user Jenkins, and through Jenkins, it is connecting, and through that it is going to deploy into the root users. Using root, it is going to deploy. So from Jenkins, when you use root user, it is not able to connect. It is showing host key verification failed. Host key verification failed, right? So, but if I do same thing through root user to the root user of at the rate root user of the Tomcat server, root user of the Tomcat server. Let's copy this Tomcat server. It is connecting, but why Jenkins from Jenkins it is not able to connect? It's because from Jenkins, when Jenkins is trying to connect using Jenkins user. Okay. So what I can do, I can go ahead and create one user. Create one user. So what is the username? I'll create it as. How to create user? I can use add user Jenkins. Sorry, we have to use sudo add user Jenkins. Okay. Okay. What is H? Jenkins user is already exist. If you want to create a new, you can use add user. So already exists. So I don't know the password. So I can change the password. Okay. I can change the password by using sudo passwd. These are the administrator command in Linux. Administrator command to create user in Linux. You can use add user. To change the password, you can use passwd and username. Okay, new password. Password is changed now. Let's log into the Jenkins user. Su use hyphen sorry su hyphen Jenkins. Give the password. What happened? Okay. So what happened? I'm not able to log into the Jenkins. I'm not able to. Why? There will be, if I go here, say everything administrator work, I'm also showing you. Sudo go to vi etc. There will be one password folder will be there. Password directory. PSSW. Sorry, password file will be there. Okay, PSSW file will be there. If I go to the password file here and go to the Jenkins here, it gives bin false. That's why I'm not able to log in. So instead of bin false, what I have to do, let's delete it, add bus, bin bus. Okay, save this one. Done. Now let's log into Jenkins user. See, now I logged in as Jenkins user. If I do who am I to see who is the user, it gives Jenkins. Done. Now I am into Jenkins home directory C, var lib Jenkins. So here, what you have to do, you have to share the public key of Jenkins user with the root user of Tomcat now. So what I'll do, I'll quickly create another keygen here. This is the third time I'm doing showing you. So now by the time you'll be expertise, right? Created. So I have to go to .ssh folder of the home directory of Jenkins. And here I'll find the public key. Let's get this public key. Cat public key here. Done. Now what do you do? Copy this one. Sorry. Copy this until here. Don't make sure there is no spaces, nothing there. Okay. So let's go to the Tomcat server. So here what I need, Apache, I'm connecting through root, right? Then I have to update this password. Sorry, it is disconnected. Now let's restart it. Okay, let's restart it. Okay. Now let's go to the root user cd.ssh. Here in the cd.ssh. Here in this root.ssh folder, we have to go to the authorized key file, and here you have to update the public key of Jenkins. Public key of Jenkins user. Earlier we had set up the root user, now we set up the Jenkins user. Done. Now save this. Done. If I just do from Jenkins user to connect that one, let's do SSH root @ get the here, press it. First time, fingerprint verification. Yes, verified. See, I am able to connect the server from the Jenkins. Clear from Jenkins to root also done. Now let's go ahead and start the application till now. Then it's building. Wow, it's see, we got this deployed successfully. The application is now deployed successfully to the web app server. Done. Now, if I go and refresh this page, how I'll access, it will be deployed, right? So let's check in the backend first, and then I'll front end how I'll access, I'll show you. So if I go to the Tomcat server here, so where it is deployed? Into the Tomcat's web apps folder, right? Tomcat web apps folder here. See, this is where after we see, this is what deployed. Once it is deployed, Tomcat will unarchive it, and that will create in the create the applications. This is the archive file. As soon as the file is deployed to web apps folder, Tomcat will archive from this archive to, it will unarchive it and create the application. It will generate the application immediately. So we need, this is the application name, right? Now I just get the application name, go here and give slash and application name, right? Hit enter. See, this is our application. Java application is deployed. DevOps Clash Engine version 2.72 batch 7. Right now, let's quickly do some changes to the application. Developer, suppose, will do some changes to the application. So where developer will do changes? Now developer will do changes to the repository, right? What he has to do first? First, he will, suppose developer will be developer CID, and what he'll do, he'll write the code, right? Once the code is written in the development platform, so he'll push the code to the GitHub. The code is pushed, right? Once the code is pushed, we can trigger the job, and Jenkins will start building and do the deploy to the Tomcat, right? Now let's do the developer part also, because as we don't have a developer available now, we will write some change, do some changes to the code. So what I can do, I can go to the application. Sorry, not here. Go to the repository. So developer will do the changes in his branch. Okay, in his branch, he has to do the changes, and then you have to get that branch and merge it to your branch, or same branch you can do the deployment. Okay, suppose I'm going to deployment do changes in this particular branch. Let's go, which we are going to do. Go to the web app, and here I'm going to do some changes. You can see batch 7 2.72 in the code was written. This is not your work, developer will do, but I'm working as developer also. Let's go here. Suppose instead of 2.7, I'll give as 2.8 batch 11. Then commit the changes. So I did some changes, committed. Let's go ahead and start the building. So the job project is getting built now. See, everything is now automated. Everything is now automated. All developer has done did some changes and updated, and job is triggered. Okay. Now, if I go here and refresh it, wait, it is getting deployed. It will take some time. Okay. See what happens? We got 2.8 batch 11. I didn't do anything, right? Fully automated. 2.8, and everything is reflected. Now do some other changes. Let's add some trigger here, trigger options. In last class, whatever trigger options we had discussed, right? Let's add trigger option here. So what I'll do here, go to configure again, and I'll add, suppose here, poll SCM. Okay, so just give 5 stars here. So every 1 minute it will scan and do that. Poll SCM, save it, done. So let's go here and do some changes to branch again. Let's do that. This time I don't have to build anything. Only now DevOps work is done. Everything is automated. Now developer will do some changes. Suppose 2.8.1. Okay, 2.8.1. Commit changes. I did some changes right into the code. What will happen? Based on the poll SCM, every 1 minute, right, it will scan the poll, right, in repository. So once it finds, so developer has done some changes. Now Jenkins will find the changes has happened into the repository, right? What it will do? It will automatically start building the project. Once it finds there is change, it will start building. And then what will happen? It will deploy into the Tomcat server. I'm not doing anything. I'm just speaking with you alone, right? So just go here. Earlier it was 2.8 version. Now let's see. I think by the time it will be deployed, still it is not, the job might not have started. Let's wait. Let's see whether the job has started or not. See, it started now only. So after 1 minute, because 1 minute was not there, so automatically it started, right? Automatically build is started. You don't have to check it also. So once it is done, if you go here, right, after it is get, the build is now, what you can see, the build is now success, right? It will be deployed. Now let's go ahead and refresh this page. See, 2.8.1. Now also I did not build manually, right? Everything automated. Only developer did changes and automatically Jenkins triggered the build and it is deployed. And this is how you have to do the freestyle job setup. The entire project I showed you, right? So your task is set up the similar jobs in your Jenkins, whatever I did, follow. You can use these particular applications, repository, and you can fork it. You can fork it to your repository, okay, and then start working there. You know how to fork it, right? If you just go to my repository, Ranjit for GitHub, go to this particular DevOps wave and click on the fork. It will fork, it will be added to your repository. So you can start building there. Okay. Now, if I go here, you can see the sixth build also there. The work for you now, the task is do the similar setup, but instead of poll SCM, you set up the GitHub hook trigger. So the task, if you give me today, then tomorrow class will be there. If you're not going to give me today, tomorrow class will not be there. We'll continue day after tomorrow. Okay. By today or tomorrow, I need this task to be done by you with everything fully automated. And once it is done, send me a screenshot or inform me in the group. No, personally, inform in the group so that everyone can see and get ideas and work. Okay, that's all, guys. We'll meet up based on your task completions. Chalo, guys. Bye bye.